I came in yesterday and determined to get this thing done, and it was cold in here because the little space heater I have it on a timer. I forgot to turn the space heater on. I had the timer on, but not the space heater. So that didn't work. And then I tried to work with the wax, and it was too cold. And then I tried to work with the clay, and it was too cold because I hadn't had it under the light. So nothing seemed to work out yesterday. So sure hope I can do better today. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out a way to even this whole side here. And I think I got an idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. Alright, I'm going to do the rest of this in clay, only because it's a little easier to handle than wax is. Wax is very sticky. I mean, it's good for some things, but I don't know if it would be good for this. And I will, at some point, do the lock on the musket out of wax, because that one needs to be done in wax instead of clay. So, get everything situated here, and so I can get to work. My clay is warm, my studio is warm, and it's just windy as all get out outside. Alright. Now, if I can just focus my eyes. I need to take this and start working it down. So I think what I'm going to do is, instead of showing you every inch of this, I'll turn off the camera and then I'll come back when I get it to a certain point, because this is just too long and of a sculpture, and quite honestly this part is going to be extremely boring. Alright, I put the ramrod on, and all I did was just stick it into the wax. I had a cut where the cut is on the pitcher, where the ramrod would go into the a hole right there as a holder. I'm still not certain how it's attached to the barrel because I cut off that part, so I've got to check that out in the original picture. But right now I'm just putting getting this wax covered with this clay, and it's better than the wax. And the reason I say that is because the wax was so dark you can't see the texture or the how it's looking. And I mean, what am I trying to say? The levelness, or it's just harder to see detail. It's good for some things, it's not good for everything. And I found out after putting it on to the stock of the barrel that it wasn't the best for that. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just adding clay to this thing. You can see the ramrod right here. It actually fleshes out the musket a little bit more. Makes it look a little bit less thin and a little more stocky. So anyway, that's what I'm doing right now, just adding clay. I've got the clay up to the trigger guard, and the barrel actually ends right there on the musket, and so I've got to work on that part as well, but that'll be later on, after I get this stock covered with the clay and get it evened out a little bit. It was freezing cold yesterday, and it's up in the 60s today, so we get a real strong south wind when we get that kind of a change in the weather. I roll it back and forth on the cutting board just to make sure this line is straight and the roll is straight. Well, as straight as it can be. Looks pretty good so far. Alright, I'll just keep at it. Alright, I'm going to try to start on this butt of the rifle. Now, yesterday the thing I found was, well, the wax was too hard and too sticky. So, if you look here, this is the butt of the musket, and you can see it's pretty rectangular in shape, which means the bottom part of the butt is going to be pretty much flat. And then on this one here, you can see how it goes from this pointed area right here on the butt in kind of a narrow way, and then it flares out to meet up with the top part of the plate, kind of square. So that's what I've got to try to do, is build up the thickness back here and the sculpt the concave part of the butt. So that's what I'm going to try to do now. I gotta tell you, if you think this is easy, oh brother, this is not easy at all. Because if I had the real rifle, or if I had the musket, the actual musket here, it would be so much easier, but trying to interpret what you see in the picture is not an easy thing to do. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the raised area for the mechanics of the musket, and I cut out the scaled photograph of the musket, and I'm going to use this as the pattern for that area. Okay, that feels good. Now we'll cut the pattern out. I'll do the same thing for the other side. Alright, now I'll take the musket and put the first side down, and it looks like the back part of this is just a little bit past the back part of the trigger guards, so I'm just going to eyeball it. Alright, that's what I'll start with tomorrow, and I'll start shaping that, and then I'll start doing the lock that goes on it in wax. So that's going to be the musket for today. And then once I get everything done, I'm just going to have to try to smooth this thing out the best I can. Alright, everybody have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. A lot better with clay this time, I'll tell you.